Hello, I'm Nathan Jensen, and welcome to Lifestyle Vanguard. And this is our annual Halloween show. Our original scheduled guest, Victor Wanamaker, a practicing werewolf living in Wauchula, is completing a court-ordered anger management class and was unable to make today's filming. However, Juliet Lioncourt, the fascinating and captivating 400-year-old vampire, is back to pay us a visit. Juliet, we had you on the show last year, and it's great to see you again.
It's wonderful to be back on your show, Nathan. So close to Halloween.
Juliet, I understand you have a new book out that you'd like to promote. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Certainly, Nathan. The book is titled Being a Vampire Bites. It touches on some of the hardships and struggles of modern vampire life.
Catchy name, Juliet. So, if I'm understanding this, being a vampire isn't all blood and champagne.
Hardly, Nathan. It's a real struggle.
What kind of struggle, Juliet?
A financial one. I'm hoping this book will fill my purse.
How so?
Well, all the money magazines talk about creating a retirement nest egg.
Yeah, they talk about that, and it seems like sound advice.
Nathan, do you know how much you have to sack away to get you through eternity?
A lot.
Yeah, and a lot doesn't buy what it did in the Elizabethan age.
Oh, well, Juliet, what about side hustles? I know lots of people are doing them these days.
Don't even go there, Nathan. I'm up to my corsets in side hustles. I host Halloween Horror Nights, where I get a bonus for using my own fangs. I MC Dark Shadows conventions, where everyone just asks me where Johnny Depp is. I tag along with Anne Rice on endless book tours, but now I have to compete with the replicants. I even painted myself with glitter for a community theater Twilight play, and these gigs are barely getting me through the spring.
Well, what about a job?
I got that covered too. I waitress at an all-night diner.
Whoa, waitressing can be tough, especially with all the rude customers.
Not a problem. I usually save them as a snack. Helps the shift go by faster. I've gotten pretty popular with the rest of the waitstaff with taking out the trash, if you know what I mean. Biff, the owner, says I have real management potential, and they don't have to hire a bouncer because I'm on the premise. Maybe I can turn that dump into the new Fantasia.
So it's a win-win.
It's exhausting. There aren't enough hours in the night.
So employment is always going to be a challenge for the undead.
Do you know how many career and job fairs I've been through in the last 400 years?
Too many to count.
One of my first undead jobs in the 1600s was town crier. I had just become a vampire and I was so lonely, and I thought, wow, a job where I can literally bawl my eyes out for the entire work shift. I was wailing and totally in tears, crying up a river when my supervisor told me to stop the weeping and that I was only there to make public proclamations. I mean, how dare he? I drank him dry, and that helped me out of my crying fits. I then discovered I had artistic talents, so I began to design outhouses for various residences. Usually a vampire's olfactory sense, their sense of smell, is an asset. But this instance, it was a liability. I had to leave that line of work fast.
I bet you did. Juliet, what about some of your other careers?
Well, I worked as a rat catcher. I did such a good job that the rodents all up and left. Find a new career, baby girl. I existed hand to mouth until bowling was invented, where I became a pin setter. The lanes then automated, so in the 1980s, I invested all my savings in a VCR repair store. I had it franchised, and then Netflix came along, and I started my first year waiting tables at restaurants. I actually did pretty well in the 90s and early 2000s at the height of the vampire craze. Interview with the Vampire, Blade, Queen of the Damned, Buffy, Underworld, True Blood, Anita Blake, the list goes on and on. Everyone needed a vampire at their events.
Buffy? I love that show. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar is so adorable.
She's nice and a good actress and everything, but she could be a bit of a drama queen every now and then, which is apropos because every vampire slayer down through history were total drama queens. Always about them. But I did enjoy working on the show.
Well, you've certainly had a well-rounded career, and now you're dipping your fangs into being an author. How do you find the time?
I'm a vampire, silly. I have all the time in the world. But really, when the restaurant's slow, Biff lets me type in the back booth. Everyone's been real supportive.
Well, that's nice to hear, especially in times like this.
Yes, I keep forgetting this is your first plague. How sweet.
Yeah, hopefully it will be over soon. But I'm sure it's nice to have a mask to hide your teeth from the world.
That does come in pretty handy. It also helps hide any loose blood drips if I'm a little messy with my meals. Nobody is the wiser. You don't even know that a vampire is around you. I actually have a little chapter in my book dedicated just to this, titled Masking Your Mess.
Interesting. Speaking of meals, I was just wondering, are you feeling peckish? Because I can't afford to lose another cameraman, Juliet. You cannot believe how hard it was to get someone to take the job. I was off the air for a month after our last interview. I had to take a part-time job selling bathroom accessories door to door. Nobody buys plunges anymore. Nobody. So, Juliet, please spare the camera person. They are a rare commodity.
I apologize for your lost time. He was just too delicious to pass up. I brought a snack with me this time to hold me over, so I promise I won't hurt your precious filmmaker. There's so many cute little contraptions to buy to pack a lunch nowadays. You don't know how lucky you all have it. That's another chapter in my book, Vamp on the Go. I used to have to drag a whole live person around with me whenever I traveled long distance between towns on foot. I had to listen to them cry and whine for days. Let me go, I don't want to die, I have children, blah, blah, blah. So irritating. It's right here in my bag. Oh shoot, that's leaking. The blood always tastes better on the bone. Here it is. I got this from TJ Maxx. Isn't it cute? Such a deal.
I'll have to take your word on that. So, back to the book.
Yes, of course. I have one right here for you. It's the Extra Bite edition with a special cover made with genuine antique plague rat leather. I knew I'd find a use for them someday. I signed it in the front for you. The blood should be dry by now.
Oh, Juliet, you really shouldn't have. Oh,
Batley, Drac, Fred, you are in so much trouble when I get home. I'm so sorry for that, Nathan. They just love your show so much I couldn't stop them from flying in to see you. I have to listen to them squeak on about it all hours of the day. I couldn't sleep a wink. I actually wrote a whole chapter on that too, coping with the creatures of the night.
It's okay. I'm still in one piece. Can someone get me a glass of water, please? I just need a second. I have a phobia of bats, especially after the cameraman incident.
Look into my eyes, Nathan. You're feeling sleepy. Your eyes are getting heavy.
Here's your water, Mr. Jensen. But, Mr. Jensen?
Can we go to Arby's and get some curly fries?
What'd you do to him?
He'll wake up soon. It's just a touch of vampire gaze. Just to help him relax.
Roast beef sandwiches.
What's that delicious smell? Being negative? You're not the cameraman.
Ah! Fucking heaven, man!